He left his pregnant girlfriend for a rich woman, but life made him beg at her door years later. This is the story of a woman's heartbreak and the kind of justice only life itself can bring. Maya Johnson loved Ethan Price with all her heart. She worked 2 nursing shifts just to help him chase his business dreams. But the night she told him she was pregnant, everything changed. "Ethan," she said softly, holding his trembling hands, "we're going to be parents." Instead of joy, his face went cold. "Maya, I'm not ready for this. I just got offered a chance with Lauren's firm. She believes in me. She can help me build something big." She stepped back, tears welling up. "You're choosing money over family?" He looked away. "I'm choosing my future." That was the last night she saw him. He moved into Lauren's luxury penthouse the next week, leaving Maya alone with nothing but her unborn child and a shattered heart. Months later, she gave birth to a baby boy, Jordan. Holding him close, she whispered, "Don't you worry, baby. Mama's gonna make it. We don't need him." She didn't know that life was already preparing a way, one that would bring Ethan back to her door, broken and begging for the love he once threw away. Maya's small apartment in Queens wasn't much, just peeling walls, a second-hand crib, and faith, but it was filled with love. Every morning before her nursing shift, she'd kiss baby Jordan's forehead and whisper, "One day, you'll be proud of me." She worked long nights at the hospital, balancing bills, diapers, and student loans. There were nights she'd come home so tired she'd cry quietly beside her sleeping son, wondering if Ethan ever thought of them. But she never let bitterness win. While Ethan attended luxury galas with Lauren, dressed in tailored suits, sipping champagne, Maya was learning to invest in herself. A coworker introduced her to an online healthcare business course. "You've got the brains for it, Maya," she said. Months passed. Maya built a small side hustle in medical supplies, saving every extra dollar. Life wasn't glamorous, but it was honest. One rainy night, she tucked Jordan in and stared out the window at the city skyline. "He left me for the light," she whispered. "But God knows my turn will come." And somewhere across town, Ethan's phone buzzed. Lauren's company was under financial investigation. His perfect life was about to fall apart, and he didn't even see it coming. It started with whispers, first in the office hallways, then in the headlines. Lauren's real estate firm was being accused of tax fraud. Overnight, investors pulled out, deals froze, and luxury turned into panic. Ethan sat in his corner office, staring at his reflection in the black computer screen. The man who once had everything now had nothing. "Lauren, tell me this isn't real," he pleaded. She snapped, "Don't you dare act innocent, Ethan. You signed those documents too." The argument turned ugly. By midnight, Lauren packed her things and walked out, leaving him with eviction notices and unpaid debts. Ethan called his former friends, but no one answered. When the news broke publicly, even his family turned away in shame. That same week, Maya was at a healthcare trade fair presenting her small business idea. Her medical supply company had just received a state grant. She couldn't believe it. Her hard work was finally paying off. While Maya smiled through tears of gratitude, Ethan was sleeping in his car outside a gas station, jobless and humiliated. He didn't know it yet, but destiny was slowly guiding him back to the very doorstep he'd abandoned. Only this time, it would be him begging for mercy. 3 years passed. Maya's small medical supply business had grown into a thriving company serving clinics across New York. She didn't chase luxury. She built stability. Her son, Jordan, now 3, was her reason to wake up each morning. Every weekend, she'd take him to Central Park, letting him run freely while she watched, smiling. Sometimes she'd see couples walking hand in hand and feel that quiet ache, but she'd remind herself, "I may not have love, but I have purpose." Her company soon partnered with a private hospital, boosting her income beyond what she ever imagined. She opened a savings account for Jordan's future and bought her first home, a cozy modern townhouse in Brooklyn. One evening, as she was unpacking boxes, she found an old photo of her and Ethan. For a moment, she froze. "You taught me to depend on no one but God," she whispered, tearing it in half. Meanwhile, across the city, Ethan stood in line at a homeless shelter, trying to hide his face from a former colleague. The man who once dreamed of penthouses was now begging for a warm bed. He had no idea the woman he abandoned was now living the very dream he'd once chased. One chilly morning, Maya sat in her new office sipping coffee when her assistant rushed in holding a tablet. "Ma'am, you need to see this," she said. It was a local news clip, an interview about financial fraud and downfall. Maya's breath caught when she saw the man on the screen. It was Ethan. His once proud face was pale and tired, eyes hollow. The reporter asked, "What happened to your investments, Mr. Price?" He hesitated, his voice shaking. "I lost everything, including the only woman who truly loved me." Maya set the tablet down slowly. Her heart tightened, not in anger, but in pity. She whispered, "So life caught up, huh?" Her assistant asked, "Do you know him?" She smiled faintly. "I used to." That night, while putting Jordan to sleep, she thought of how far she had come, from crying over unpaid rent to signing hospital contracts worth thousands. Still, part of her heart ached, not for the man, but for the pain of ever believing she wasn't enough. Across town, Ethan scrolled through social media, shivering inside his old car. When he stumbled upon Maya's company website and saw her smiling photo beside Jordan's, his hands began to tremble. It was a cold Saturday morning when Maya heard a soft, hesitant knock on her front door. She wasn't expecting anyone. Jordan was playing with his toy cars in the living room when she wiped her hands and walked to open it. The moment the door swung open, her heart froze. There he was, Ethan. His once polished hair now messy, his clothes worn, and his eyes filled with shame. "Maya," he said quietly, "please don't shut the door. I didn't know where else to go." For a few seconds, silence hung heavy in the air. Memories of heartbreak, nights of struggle, and tears flashed before her eyes. "What do you want, Ethan?" she finally asked. Her tone was calm, but her heart pounded. "I need help," he whispered. "I've lost everything. Lauren's gone. I don't even have a place to sleep." Maya looked at him. This man who once left her in the rain, choosing wealth over love. Behind her, little Jordan peeked around the corner, eyes wide. "Mommy, who's that man?" Ethan's lips trembled as he looked at the boy who had his same eyes. He stepped back, his voice cracking. Is that my son?" Maya didn't answer. She just stared, tears glistening. Ethan's knees weakened as he looked at the little boy standing beside Maya. The same deep brown eyes, the same tiny dimple he saw in the mirror years ago. "Maya, please. I didn't know. I was foolish," he said, voice trembling. "I thought money could fill the emptiness. But when everything fell apart, I realized what I truly lost." Maya crossed her arms, her voice steady. "You didn't just lose me, Ethan. You lost the chance to be a father. You walked out before Jordan ever took his first breath." He wiped his face, tears mixing with the cold air. "I'm sorry. I'll do anything to make it right." She sighed. "You can't fix years with a sorry. But you can start by being honest with yourself." She handed him a cup of water and nodded toward the porch. "You can sit there while I fix something to eat. You look like you haven't had a real meal in days." Ethan sat quietly, watching Jordan through the window, laughing, playing, innocent. Every giggle pierced through his guilt. As Maya placed a plate of food before him, he whispered, "You've done well, Maya." She looked him dead in the eyes. "Without you, Ethan. Completely without you." That night, after Jordan went to bed, Maya and Ethan sat across from each other in the quiet living room. The tension was heavy, but so was the truth that needed to be said. Ethan stared at his hands. "I used to think love made a man weak," he began. "Lauren promised me success. I thought I'd finally made it. But the money vanished, and so did everyone who said they cared." Maya listened, arms folded, eyes calm but distant. "You know, Ethan, when you left, I begged God to help me hate you. But he didn't. Instead, he helped me grow." Her words hit him deeper than anger ever could. "I see that," he murmured. "You're stronger now. You built a life I could have been proud to share." She looked at him. "No, Ethan. You built a lesson." Silence filled the room. The clock ticked, and for the first time, he truly felt what he'd thrown away. Not just love, but peace. "I don't expect you to take me back," he whispered. "I just wanted to see my son once more before I go." Maya stood up slowly. "You can see him tomorrow," she said softly. "But not as my man, as the stranger who chose to walk away." Morning sunlight poured through the curtains as Jordan ran into the living room, clutching his toy truck. He stopped when he saw Ethan sitting quietly on the couch. "Mommy, that man is still here," he said innocently. Maya smiled gently. "Yes, sweetheart. His name is Ethan. He used to know Mommy a long time ago." Ethan's eyes filled with emotion as the boy's voice echoed in the room. "Hi," Jordan said shyly. "Do you want to play cars with me?" Ethan nodded slowly, his hands trembling as he joined the child on the floor. For the next few minutes, he forgot his guilt. Just a man and a boy, sharing laughter that should have happened years ago. Maya stood by the doorway, watching. There was no bitterness, only quiet strength. Life had made her both soft and steel. After a while, Ethan turned to her, voice cracking. "Maya, I know I can't undo what I did, but if there's any way, I'd like to be part of his life, even if it's just from afar." She took a deep breath. "You'll have to earn that, Ethan. Not with money, because that's what you chose last time, but with consistency, patience, and truth." His eyes glistened. "I'll try." Months passed. Ethan found a small job at a construction firm and began rebuilding his life piece by piece. Every weekend, he'd visit Jordan, sometimes with new shoes, sometimes with nothing but a story and a smile. And slowly, Maya began to see something different in him. Not the greedy young man who left, but a broken one learning humility. One afternoon, after Jordan's school play, Ethan approached Maya outside the auditorium. "You know," he said quietly, "every time I see him, I thank God you didn't give up. You became everything I was too blind to value." Maya smiled softly. "Pain changes people, Ethan, but it doesn't always destroy them. Sometimes it builds them." He nodded, holding back tears. "You were the lesson I never deserved, Maya, but I'm grateful life made me face it." As he turned to leave, Jordan ran toward him. "Dad, are you coming next week?" Ethan froze, his eyes widening at the word dad. Maya met his gaze, giving a slow nod. "Yeah, buddy," he said with a trembling smile. "I'll be there." And as he walked away into the setting sun, Maya whispered to herself, "That's how karma works. It doesn't always destroy. Sometimes, it just teaches the heart what truly matters."